welcome into the Weekend Dads Power Rankings, week number 5. Show's a little late this week, but it's fine. It's coming, so that's all that matters. Stop complaining. We had a pretty crazy week, I think, last week. A lot of low-scoring teams. Zaid scored the highest on the week with like 175 or something. Team just absolutely popped off. But we'll go ahead and show up our winners and losses from last week. So our top 3 all lost. There are no undefeated teams any longer in the Weekend Dads Fantasy Football League. So top 3, all 3-0, are now 3-1. Expect that to cause a big change basically in these rankings and kind of switch things around a little bit. So yeah, let's go ahead and just hop right in, honestly. So we'll start at number 10. Coming at number 10, we have Eric finally got out of the bottom spot, and Colin and the Gibsons, I think they might be the only 0-4 team. Dropped all the way down. They were at 8, down to 10. I think Colin started the season maybe at number 1, one of the higher ranks in the rankings, but here he finds himself right at the bottom. And I mean, he's just been struggling all season, hasn't had a big game, been struggling to really score over 100 points with his team, and a lot of it's been Dalvin Cook already had an injury and just hasn't had a huge game yet, and then Alvin Kamara just isn't being used. And we said it last year, we said it this year, that his team really rides and relies on both those players to kind of carry him to victory. So real struggle here for the Gibsons, but still looking for that first win. So coming up this week, he will be going against, oh crap, he's gonna be going against Austin. Currently projected to score 133 points. I think that is second most on the week. So we'll see if he's able to actually score some points and be able to get that first win. Been struggling lately though, so go ahead and move on. Number 9. Coming at number 9, we have the Cheeky Chinchillas, so staying there after being ranked 9th last week as well. Jason, he had another bad week, and he's down to off to a 1-3 start now. Lost to Zaid. Zaid scored 175 points, so it was going to be hard to beat him no matter what. But still, the wide receivers for the Cheeky Chinchillas still haven't been able to have that those big games to be able to carry him. George Kittle, I mean, 6 points when you're taking a tight end that early, it's not going to get it done, especially when there's plenty of other options later in the rounds. AJ Brown was hurt. CD Lamb had a pretty dud game. Nyheim Hines got hurt. And Jason's just been having trouble, honestly, with his running back situation, which we kind of expected to happen because he didn't take any early running backs. He was hoping on Darrell Henderson, who got hurt, but now he's back. Elijah Mitchell, he picked up, but then he got hurt. He was able to get Alexander Madison for a week when Dalvin Cook was hurt. He's really relying a lot on injuries to starting running backs, and so this week he'll be starting Damian Williams. Looks like he's going to be able to play him for a couple weeks at least, with David Montgomery out. So we'll see how that's able to work out and if it can give the Chinchillas some stability in their running back core. So this week he'll be taking on Father of the Mags, currently a 1-point underdog. Jimmy's been on fire. He had a down week last week, but he was ranked number 1 last week in the power rankings, so obviously he has a good team. But yeah, we'll see how the Cheeky Chinchillas are able to do if they can start clawing their way back towards the top. Coming in at number 8, we have Team Tots. So Eric was able to climb 2 spots after getting his first win of the season against Mark. And this was again on the back of Tyreek Hill and Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he had 74 points off of his 2 best players on his team, and just really was able to carry him to his first victory. So he'll continue to just ride Tyreek Hill and Patrick Mahomes, that stack. When they have good weeks, he's going to have a good week. If they have a bad week, he's going to have a bad week. So he's playing the red hot Zal Zappy Zorillas this week, and projected as an 11-point underdog. But Zayd is projected the most points on the week right now with 136. So see if Eric can keep his hot streak going and if he can actually chain together some wins. I think a lot of people were down on his team from the beginning pretty much, and we'll see. We were down on Jimmy's team, so maybe Eric will pull it out, but probably not. Coming in at number 7, we have Father of the Mag. So this was extremely surprising. And this might be similar to an overreaction we had with the Chain Gang when they were struggling to score. But Jimmy only scored 76 points last week. He had Kyler Murray with 22, and it dropped off drastically to Jamar Chase with 10, Devontae Adams with 9. So he just really had a bad week. Lost to the Chain Gang, got his first loss on the season, and dropped 6 spots in the power rankings. So, I mean, were the weeks before just a fluke, or did Jimmy just have a bad week? I don't really know, but he's taking on Cheeky Chinchillas this week, our number 9 ranked team, who's really been struggling. So hopefully he can get back on track here and see if he can kind of get things rolling again and get back up to those power rankings. I'll be interested to see how he bounces after this week, if he stays low or if we rank him back up high. Coming at number 6, we have the Chain Gang still just sitting in there, even despite their win over the Mags. Mags ended up dropping below them, but Trevor just ended up still here at 6. Derrick Henry had a good week, and that's really the story for Trevor's team. It seems like is Derrick Henry. I mean, he's got Kareem Hunt, who can consistently score a good amount, but he's not going to have huge weeks. Travis Kelce had a down week, and the rest of Trevor's team was able to compensate for it. So overall, Trevor's roster, I think we might have overreacted a little bit, ranking him so low, but he has Cordell Patterson on his bench. I'll be interested to see if he decides to start him this week. He's been highly touting his Cordell Patterson. Loves that guy, so we'll see what he's able to do. But coming up this week, he will be taking on the Cardboard Hippos. Currently a 5-point underdog in that matchup. So Dustin's team's been playing great. We'll see if Trevor's able to take him down. I know he's very excited to be back at 500, and I believe there's a $20 bet on that game. So definitely keep your eyes on that one. I'm sure there'll be some trash talk in the Discord. So coming at number 5, we got the Bebop and Baby Bears. So I expected this. I expected to drop. The factory is in full effect, guys. We are getting injured left and right. Joe Mixon was out, or got injured this past week. Christian McCaffrey was already out. And I'm just hoping and praying that we can get McCaffrey back. So this team is really going to struggle with, especially with Mixon and McCaffrey out. Mixon went out, I think, pretty late in the game. He was able to score a decent amount of points, but I just really struggled without McCaffrey in my lineup. Brady had a down game. Ridley still hasn't been able to really take off and make a big game, and then Marvin Jones just kind of disappeared in the Thursday night. It'll be interesting to see how this goes. I think my roster's still shaking up. Honestly, screw the Saints for losing to the Giants and getting me -3 points. Like, they're garbage. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Only scored 109 points last week. Not good. Felt really confident in this team at the beginning of the year. I'm a little nervous now, but I think we'll come back around. We'll be all right. So this week we're going to be taking on the Booty Pebbles. So the battle of the 3-1 teams. Right now I still have Joe Mixon in my lineup just for like IR reasons and seeing kind of what's going to happen with McCaffrey. Right now Mark would be a 14-point favorite over me. If I put McCaffrey in right now with how he's projected to play, it makes me a favorite, but we'll see what happens. I don't know if McCaffrey's going to play or not, and if he does, he might have limited snaps. So, but if he plays, I gotta play him, but it's whatever. But yeah, number 5, Bebop and Baby Bears dropping down. Coming at number 4, we have the Nutcrackers. So Austin was able to hop 3 spots actually after taking down the Bebop and Baby Bears, and he had a solid week. So he was talking early in the week, he has great running backs, and looking at it, he really does, with Najee Harris, Austin Eckler, James Robinson, honestly, and then DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift's been a little iffy the past couple weeks, but he still has his big weeks and gets his targets. He's involved in the passing game, all that. He's got Darren Waller at tight end. His receivers are still a little shaky with OBJ, Tyler Boyd, Tim Patrick, but yeah, I mean, Austin's team's on the rise, so rising up the power rankings and finally scoring over 100. Austin, you're starting to put some points up finally. So he'll be taking on the Gibsons this week. See if the Nutcrackers' famous famously stifling defense can keep down Dalvin Cook and Alvin Kamara and make them have a bad week again. So you might want to fade them in your DFS lineups. But see what comes out of that matchup. Coming on number 4, we got the Cardboard Hippos. So Dustin's still rising up the power rankings, up 1 spot from last week. And that's following his win over Gibson. So Dustin still put up 139 points. Zeke appears to be back. Jonathan Taylor, I think he likes him now, even though he hated him before. His receivers are looking great. He's got Josh Allen at quarterback. I mean, yeah, Dustin's team's solid overall. He's got the bench depth down there. There's rumors he might be dropping Terrace Marshall soon, so we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say really about the Hippos. They got a solid team. So as I said before, they'll be taking on the number 6 ranked Chain Gang in this week's matchup. Currently a 5-point favorite in that matchup. So we'll see who comes out on top, and that'll be a big game. So coming in at number 2, we got Booty Pebbles. So Mark's sitting there right there at the number 2 spot. This is following a loss, I believe. Yeah, a loss to Eric and Team Tots. I lost my... But so yeah, he lost to Eric, but again, Eric had a huge week with Tyreek Hill and Patrick Mahomes, and I think Mark kind of had a little bit of a down week. I mean, Chuba, he benched CEH for Chuba, and CEH ended out scoring him by 11 points. Wouldn't have helped too much, but kind of funny. I mean, looking at Mark's team, I like his starting lineup, but the bench is a little iffy. This past week he actually picked up Samaje Perine just so the Baby Bears couldn't, so that's kind of a dick move, but it's fine. Well, yeah, so this week he'll be taking on the Bebop and Baby Bears in battle of the 3-and-1s. We'll see what happens. That leaves one team to be our number 1 in the power rankings, and that's going to be Zal Zappy Zorillas. So talk about a comeback. People were writing off the Zorillas at the beginning of the year, saying it's already over when they started 0-2 and win 2 in a row, and here you are, 4 spots up from last week, top of the power rankings. Zaid, congratulations. But I mean, Zaid had the highest points on the week. I think it might have been highest points on the season last week with 175. Deebo Samuel had a huge game with 32 points. DJ Moore had 28 points. Saquon's back with his 27 bomb. He did have David Montgomery drop 23 for him, but David Montgomery, I think 5 weeks or something like that, he's going to be out. So he'll be relying on that running back depth that he was touting so much of Michael Carter, Jamal Williams, and AJ Dillon. So yeah, I guess he could play Saquon. But then he's playing, oh, I see what he's going to do. Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks. But yeah, I mean, Zaid's team played really well. I mean, he scored 175 points and his quarterback only scored him 10. So that's a really, really good week. And kind of obliterated the Chinchillas. So he'll be taking on Team Tots this week, hoping for a down game from Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill. And we'll see if the Zorillas can stay red hot and keep it going, stay up top of that power ranking chart. So we'll go ahead and move on now to the Wolfies game of the week for week 5. I kind of hinted at this before, but it's going to be the number 3 team versus the number 6 team. Cardboard Hippos versus Chain Gang. So this has been deemed the Kona Barbecue Grill Mat Bowl for week 5. And yeah, I think this will be just an interesting matchup. 2 pretty hot teams right now, high scoring possibility. And there's $20 on the game. I think it's 20. I hope it's 20. But yeah, we can expect Dustin and Trevor to kind of go at it in the chat and be super hype, and whoever wins this matchup, I'm sure they're going to be very excited with the results. So that's going to do it for our power rankings for week 5, guys. Leave a comment down below what you think. Who do you think is going to win the game of the week? And yeah, we'll see you next week. See you.